Many of the arguments that Rome is making at the Council of Trent are the same arguments that the Pharisaic tradition could have made for itself. Because you have a tradition that's of a group of leaders that are the Pharisees. Those leaders are the ones that preserved the canon of Scripture. They are the ones who said which books are in the Old Testament. And generally, that should be reliable. There's also the Sadducees have a much smaller canon, which is not accepted by Jesus or the apostles. And so they could say, well, we are the tradition that determined what books are canon. We gave you the Bible. It is the Pharisaic tradition that says that they have unwritten, unspoken traditions that were passed down by Moses that are authoritative, that they make a claim on people, even though they weren't written in the text of the Old Testament. They are the ones who made the arguments that the Old Testament was kind of obscure in a lot of things. It didn't give enough clarity of answers. And so we needed some other living tradition in order to interpret those things that are bound up in the text. And with that comes the practical issues. And this is where the Pharisees could make the strongest arguments, is they could say things like, look, the Old Testament, the books of Moses told us to rest on the Sabbath, but never told us what that meant. How are we supposed to, how practically am I supposed to apply this to my life if I don't know what I'm actually allowed to do on the Sabbath and what I'm not allowed to do on the Sabbath? How many steps can I take? Can I take care of my animals? Can I walk this much? Can I walk that much? How do we know? God didn't give us guidance, and that seems really confusing. And so God has provided us with these infallible traditions that we can actually answer the questions of the Old Testament that Moses didn't answer because he didn't answer everything. And so when practical issues come up in the world today, we need the Pharisees. We need to interpret these things and tell you exactly how to apply the truth of God today. That's the argument the Pharisees made, and it's the same arguments that Roman Catholics are making here.